Hello and welcome to another episode of the Three Donkeys podcast, post-Super Bowl edition, if you will. I, of course, am Adam Levitan. I survived riots with my good friend Jonathan Bales. We did not get naked. We did not climb any poles, but we were very close to a lot of stuff that happened there. We will get into that in a minute here. We're also joined by Peter, CSU Ram 88. What's going on, buddy?
Back from Arizona and Vegas from the Waste Management Open and the Super Bowl, and ready to hang with you boys. How's Sam doing, Levitan?
Well, my hero, the goddess herself, the woman from Trinidad, left on last Friday. So it's been, 4 days? And it's going okay so far. Sam's sleeping a ton, which was not what my first son did at all. So maybe we got a different kind of kid going on here. Maybe he's going to wake up in like a week and start terrorizing my life. But for now, the woman from Trinidad, I think, set the right tone. And I think that's part of what you pay her for, right? Like you get in a routine, she sets the tone. And then when she leaves, you can replicate that. It's almost like, I don't know, like FantasyLabs. Like maybe this is another platform we could do, Gender Labs, Fantasy Labs, Bet Labs. Maybe it's like Nanny Labs where we give strategy for getting babies to sleep and stuff like that. Any thoughts, Bales?
I love it. I like that you just said my hero, the goddess herself, and I thought you were going to say my wife. And it was the woman from Trinidad whose name we still haven't learned. It's just the woman from Trinidad. But yeah, no, I love the idea.
Actually, her name's Pat, and my wife actually suggested to Pat that she start a blog because she has these like unbelievable tips, like stuff that doctors would never tell you, like ways to help the baby sleep better, what to eat, what not to eat, what to feed the baby, what not to feed the baby, etc. And so my wife told her to start a blog, and like this woman, like, she doesn't really speak that much or that English that well. Like she doesn't barely know what a blog is, but I actually think this might be a multi-million-dollar idea, Bales. I'll just give it out there to everybody for free. Multi-million-dollar idea. Tips for parents. I mean, it's something that everybody goes through and everybody wants,
I mean, there's lots of tips for parents out there, aren't there? What?
We would have the nut tips, though.
The nut tips.
No, we would present it in the FantasyLabs brand with data and tools. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What tools are you envisioning here, Levitan? What sliders do we have?
Sliders are like when to wake the baby up to eat, what can the wife eat while she's breastfeeding, and what can she not eat. You can adjust your sliders for how much sleep you can expect to get based on certain factors, all kinds of things. When to swaddle, when not to swaddle.
Whoa, what's that?
So like when the baby...
Hold on, do you know it? Do you know what that is, Peter?
Absolutely not.
When the babies first come out, they're like so used to being in the womb for so long, like kind of like up like this, so that like to make them comfortable, you like wrap them like a burrito, like super tight with their arms in this like blanket, and it kind of replicates the womb and it helps them sleep at the beginning.
That makes sense. And we can model that, I'm sure.
Levitan, so I saw my friend out in Vegas in the morning before the Super Bowl, and also just had a kid. The kid's, I think, right around Sam's age, maybe a week and a half old, came out like almost 11 pounds, and because he was so big, he broke his collarbone in the birth process.
Oh, no.
And I was like, wow, this is not good. Like, he must not be sleeping at all. And it's like, no, he's handling it well, sleeping all the time, and the recovery on a broken collarbone for a baby is about 2 weeks. So it's a nice aspect of being so little and your body growing and changing so fast.
Dude, that's super scary, but that's crazy. Yeah. 11-pound baby is absolutely absurd.
I think it was like 10 pounds, 10 ounces or something like that.
Yeah. Sam was like 7'4". Yeah. I mean, Jesus, that's crazy. Well, good to know that he was out in Vegas partying for the Super Bowl instead of being at home with his baby with the broken collarbone.
Guy lives in Vegas, and we flew out there before the Super Bowl. Actually, part of the reason we saw him, he was featured in ESPN. He has a big sports operation out in Vegas, so it's pretty interesting to learn. Obviously, the Super Bowl is a massive, massive day for those guys.
Yeah, well, let's get into that. Speaking of responsible parenting, me and Bales were out on Sunday night rioting. It was a little bit awkward at the bar where we were at because me and Bales obviously laid the four on the Patriots, and everybody we were surrounded by was like literally like if the Eagles would have lost that game, like literally would have been on suicide watch. So it was a little bit awkward from that perspective. Bales, do you think we made a bad bet being on the Patriots side? And how did you feel being in the midst of all these crazy Philadelphia people while we needed the Patriots?
I mean, the thing was that I don't know about you, but I was like rooting for the Eagles pretty much. Like,
weren't you hedged two Bales? You bet the Eagles to win like before the playoffs started, right?
Yeah, yeah, I had that. I bet them to win it was, but most of the money was on the NFC Championship. The Super
Oh, okay.
Bowl. But it was a very minor amount. But we didn't have that much on the Pats. Wasn't like nothing or something. But really, I just wanted to be able to go out to Broad Street after the game, and I think that was like a bigger motivation. So I don't know about you, but like at least part of me wanted the Eagles to win. Yeah, it was I guess kind of weird because I'm not an Eagles fan either, and obviously everyone there just assumes that you are.
Yeah. And like I tweeted that I bet the Patriots or like alluded to it or something. And everybody was like, "You're from Philadelphia, you traitor. How could you bet the Patriots?" I was like, guys, I don't care about what team wins. If I thought it was a good bet, it's a good bet. But B, like people just assume because we live here, we're Eagles fans. It's not the case. But yeah, I don't think we made a bad bet. I mean, I think one thing that maybe Bales hit on a little bit last week that I underestimated was just like Nick Foles, like I didn't think he had that in him 2 straight weeks. I didn't think he had that in him at all, let alone 2 straight weeks. I mean, just unbelievable performance. Like we were talking while we were watching the game, just like throwing the ball into these ridiculously tight windows. Eagles receivers played totally absurdly. So I think if those two teams played, Bales maybe 100 times, I think we would have covered more often. Peter, do you agree that we were on the right side, or do you think we just are making excuses for being on the wrong side?
At the price we got, I think we were on probably the right side. I think it was probably, relatively efficient. I think maybe the line settles around like Pats -3 or something like that. If you run out a bunch of simulations, the Malcolm Butler thing is
that would be the wrong side. Then.
Yeah.
No, I know. I at the price that we got, it wasn't awful. Obviously at 3, that our bet turns into the wrong side, but I think it was close. I mean, I don't know. The one interesting aspect is obviously the Butler dynamic as well as Cooks getting injured. Both offensive lines played incredible. I mean, I thought the Eagles would be able to get a little bit of pressure on Brady, and I thought the Patriots would at least have some blitzes or do something to put any pressure on Foles. But both things really didn't happen outside of the strip sacks. So both quarterbacks had all day. Both quarterbacks played incredible. You could argue Foles might have even played better. I know Brady had a bigger stat line, but, Brady did miss some throws. So, yeah, I mean, I think it was a really close game. It was a great game. We've been blessed to have some awesome Super Bowls. The last bad Super Bowl was when my Broncos got absolutely embarrassed and destroyed by the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm. From the props perspective, it was good, though. I think we were pretty hot on props. Under in the national anthem was good. All the Aguilar over props. I think the Action Network was all over. Like I got Aguilar close to the kickoff at over 3.5 receptions, which was absurd. I know that Chad Millman was on Aguilar over in yards, which obviously smashed. A lot of the other props, Bales, I think you hit the Gatorade prop. Did you have any losing props at all, Bales?
There was like one, but I bet the props were absurd. Where we obviously had more money on the spread, but I was very close to even. Did end up slightly down, but I had won almost every prop. I forget which prop I lost. Something stupid, but some small prop. It was maybe like, I don't know, 90% of like 25 props or something.
Did you bet no overtime at -900 or whatever?
Yeah, no overtime, no safety. That was a sweat.
Yeah, no safety and no 2-point conversion. I had those. Those are big sweats.
I did also had as much as I could get on a missed extra point, which I believe there were two of.
Yeah.
I think, were there two of them or just one? There's a missed field goal and a missed extra point. Is that right?
Yeah.
Just
Short.
one.
Yeah, super short field goal Gostkowski missed, and then an extra point that Elliott missed.
Props are just straight fire. I mean, Bale's that guide. I mean, jeez.
Yeah.
Give me.
I think Pink got like sick or something, right? And then did you see the line on the national anthem? What it was nuts. It was like at one point minus or plus 150 on the under at 2 minutes, and then by kickoff it was like minus 170 or something.
Yeah.
How'd you do on props, Peter? You get anything good?
Yeah, I got the Aguilar props. I also had pass as the first play as a prop. So yeah, props went well. Fantasy went well. Just bricked all my Patriots. I had some money line bets. Bovada had a minus 175 line when most markets were minus 200. Fired some Bitcoin on that. The loss wasn't quite as harsh the next couple of days, but now it's starting to climb back. So we'll see what that ends up looking like. I did lose some Bitcoins on the Falcons losing last year, and that has haunted me for a while. So I'm hoping that it doesn't come to fruition again. Obviously, couldn't fire as many coins as I did on the Falcons. But yeah, it was really fun. Great Super Bowl. Hopefully we continue to have good ones. I was shocked to see that it was such a low-rated Super Bowl. Were you guys surprised to see that?
Was it? I didn't see the ratings. That
was
like
the worst ratings in like a good stretch of time. Like it just keeps trending down.
Yeah, that surprised me considering the teams that were in it. That surprised me. Well, we can transition into crypto here since you mentioned it. I've been hesitant to actually use crypto to bet on sports because I'm like so protective of my status as a holder. I don't want to like lose any Bitcoins, have any regrets like Peter with the Falcons. I don't know. Do you have fears like that, Bales, when you fire crypto at sports bets?
Yeah, I mean, I put in some Bitcoin a little while ago, and before the Mayweather fight and a few other things that I haven't had to reload. But otherwise, yeah, I don't really like. I'm not that eager to do it, even though it is so easy to do relative to trying to get like your bank to approve a credit card transaction or something, which they never do.
Yeah, let me rephrase this or correct you here, Bales. Not even correct you, but emphasize the point. I messaged Bales, hey, there's a great line on Bovada, minus 175. Are you going to fire it or can you get more action? And he responds back, I don't want to bet any of my Bitcoins.
Yeah, that's the way I feel.
Well, no, I said that because I literally maxed out my account on prop bets and Super Bowl stuff, so I would have had to send Bitcoin. That was why.
Let me see.
Yeah, of course I don't want to do that.
All right. The crypto market has I think we can
you said you don't want to send more BTC, so sorry, my bad, Bales.
Well, the main reason it's a taxable transaction. So like you have to pay tax on sending it there. I just don't want it's just a hassle for I would do it if it were some big thing, some big limit with a, huge edge or something, of course. But.
I love how Bales, who uses TurboTax to do his own taxes, is giving out tax implications.
Not true anymore, buddy. I have a whole team of accountants. They're probably working on it right now. I know everything about crypto law, and I learned a lot the past month.
All right, crypto. I think it's fair to use the word crash. This is the biggest crash crypto has seen since 2013, far before I bought my first Bitcoin, obviously. I don't want to say this was expected because I didn't think that a crash this low was expected, but you did have to realize, I think, that like the pump from the mainstream media and everybody just like getting so excited about it wasn't going to last. We've seen some, I think people have been concerned about rulings out of China. There's been hearings in the United States. Peter, can you bring us up to speed on maybe some reasons why we've seen such a large crash and what's going on now?
Yeah, I mean, the China news was big in correlation with, big entities like Coinbase and other places not taking credit cards, which I think is a great thing. there's a lot of fear out there. A lot of people predicting, some bad things for crypto. So it was just a change in sentiment. The China thing, I think, certainly is a big aspect of it. The SEC speculation as well. Obviously, we had that today, which we can get more into. But, yeah, just kind of a lot of factors, harder to buy it. A lot of people that got in, say in like December or January or whatever, that are kind of late to the party that wanted to, that thought this would be a fad. They're going to sell extremely quickly. So just a lot of events coming together to bring down the overall, crypto asset valuation. I do think it's something that is ultimately going to be a good thing. I think that regulation is certainly needed with all the bad actors. People shouldn't be taking out a second mortgage to buy crypto. They shouldn't be, maxing out their credit cards to buy crypto. So hopefully this stuff will be healthy and will flush out a lot of the bad actors. My sentiment long-term perspective hasn't changed at all. And, a lot of the people that I think are really smart and thoughtful about the space were expecting a lot of volatility in 2018. So we've certainly seen that. And it's definitely an interesting time to kind of speculate on what's going to happen in the short term and medium term.
Yeah, my long-term outlook has not changed at all either. I think it's just heightens the importance of making sure that you're invested in like actual legit companies trying to do the right thing, not just like try and get rich quick schemes that people are putting out there, whether it's the ICO market or whether it's actual coins, because those are going to get flushed out eventually. And if you have a real project that has a chance for actual adoption at some point in the future or in the near future, that's still going to be a good thing. If you have a product where you're just trying to like raise a bunch of money and it's basically just bullshit out there, that's not going to work out. So I've tried to just consolidate into coins or hold coins that I think have are actual good projects that have a chance at adoption in the near term. I don't know how good a job I've done of that, but I guess we'll find out. Bales, any thoughts on the crypto crash of 2018, the great crypto crash of 2018?
Yeah. Well, I felt for, I guess, maybe 2 or 3 weeks that the whole time since I've gotten in, I felt like there's, for a variety of reasons, whether it's like technical analysis or, Reddit or Telegram or just like the natural way I feel that there's more upside and there's more ways that this goes up than it goes down. And then a few weeks ago, I felt sort of like the opposite type of thing. And now I'm somewhere in between, but today was the first day that I reloaded in a few weeks, and I had taken out a huge percentage of what I had in mid-January, I think, or early January, and I got back in a little bit today. I don't know if this is something that I'm necessarily going to be long term. I'm definitely holding, but I do trade based on like if I think, not day trading, but if I think it's going to go down over the next week, I'm not just going to hold through that. But right now at this time, at least for the next few days, I thought that there were a lot of good indicators that Bitcoin and other currencies would go up. So today was the first day in a while that I've gotten back in.
And let's go into this, because I remember there's a transition point where I started to get scared, and you were like, I remember you saying this definitively. You're like, it's time to get out. We're in Las Vegas, working actually on some projects, and literally every casino employee was coming up to us asking Bales about his Ethereum shirt. And at that point in time, Bales was like, this is a bad sign. It's time to get out. When your craps dealer and the guy handling the dice is like, I got Ripple, I got Tron, I got this, it's not really a good sign. So I thought that was really interesting. And
that sounds stupid, but I thought that was an actual piece of evidence. I felt like that just hit me like, how is this going to like continue to go up and all these people have these fucking coins, man? Like, this makes no sense. And there's like all these downside scenarios. So that was a big one.
There was a SEC hearing today. I didn't follow it too closely. Peter, did you follow it at all? And do you think that's going to have any impact here in America? I mean, the whole point of crypto is like not be regulated and like be your own bank. But I think at the same time, we can't have like insider trading and like pump and dumps going on and crazy people doing, really shady shit out there that's really messing up the market. So I don't know what the balance is there, but what happened in the SEC today, and do you think it's a good or bad thing?
I thought it was a good thing. I mean, I didn't follow it like, every single second, but I did follow it, read up on what some other people had to say, and watched some interesting tidbits about it. And I thought the most positive thing is that they don't want to squash innovation. I think that's one thing that America's always kind of had the stance on is, hey, we don't want to squash innovation. That's what's made this country great. And there's certainly a ton of smart people, putting a lot of time and energy into this and investing in this space. And I think they respect that. At the same time, they don't want a ton of scams and just a bunch of fraud going on, which we've seen. There's been a ton of bad actors in the space, what happened with BitConnect. And there's a variety of stories where there's bad actors that are just literally stealing from people. So there's definitely a prominent role for the SEC. They're definitely treating this stuff like securities, a lot of these ICOs. And we'll see what happens, going forward. The one thing that does have a big impact in America, obviously, the whole goal of, crypto initially is to be a decentralized currency or store of value for certain things. And, the censorship resistance is a huge aspect of it. But people still, to get into it and to buy it initially, need to convert fiat to get these crypto assets. So the financial institutions have played a big role in kind of building this thing up. Don't feel great about how I just articulated that, but Bales, did you follow it closely?
Yeah, I mean, I was on the flight, so I couldn't watch. I tried to, but I was following it on Twitter and stuff. Yeah, I guess the synopsis was that ICOs a lot of times are bad, but we're not going to go overboard with regulation on cryptocurrency in general. So overall, I thought that it was good. There was a lot of, this will be a thoughtful approach and like hints that this wasn't going to be in the very short term type of thing. But yeah, I thought that overall it was definitely a huge positive, and I think probably the market reacted to that a bit. And that was also another time that I bought some in the morning, and then as I was seeing that, I got in a little bit more when I was on the flight.
All right, Bales, your audio is not that great. Maybe you can work on that while me and Peter talk about NBA a little bit here. So NFL is officially over. Baseball hasn't started yet. This is a time where I think there's going to be a lot of focus for grinders, at least, on playing NBA. I'm not sure how many casual people keep money on DK and FanDuel after NFL, but what do you think the state of the NBA games are right now, Peter? And I'm not talking about nosebleed stakes. I'm talking about, mid stakes, maybe 500 and below stakes. What do you think the state of the NBA games are right now?
I mean, there's so much seasonality in DFS, and we're starting to really hit the tough stretch. The worst stretch is going to be after the All-Star break. End of February and March is just absolutely brutal. You start getting, into situations where these teams are resting players, and, there's a ton of weird late news, and the casual fan gets burned and really kind of gets turned off from it. So there's still a little bit of blood out there. I think I've seen some pretty decent games relative to what you normally see this time of year. There's definitely opportunity in tournaments every single night. I think a pretty good strategy in years past, which I wish I would have implemented that I haven't, is play cash games before while NFL's going on, and then immediately switch more to tournaments once football is over. I definitely think there's a lot of opportunity there, but I'm still a better cash game player than I am a tournament player in NBA. But yeah, I think the games are interesting. It's fun to see Makasupa back in the streets, friend of the podcast. He's always a good gauge of kind of how the games are. He's not going to just bang his head against the wall. Obviously, he's one of the best NBA players out there. So seeing him back and some of the regulars, obviously it's not great for the games for me personally, but yeah, I have no qualms at this time too. In the past, I used to have a ton of anxiety. I felt like I had to play every single day, every single slate, no matter what. now, like I was just in Arizona. Obviously, you can't play there, and I had no anxiety at all about missing days. So for me, it's something that if I have the time and I want to put it in for that day, it's great, but certainly not the pressure to play. I still, even this year, the NFL, it was my worst NFL season. I had to play every slate, But what are your thoughts? I know you're diving back into it. NFL's over. You got the baby. You want to switch from NBA.
Yeah, no, I've been playing pretty much every day for, I don't know, I took maybe 2 days off, but I played pretty much every day for 2 or 3 weeks now, and the games have been good for me. And I actually think I've talked to some people. I think that people just like want to battle me because they know who I am or whatever. Which is like weird, but like people take my head-to-heads at a higher rate than I think other people get action. So I've been getting awesome action in NBA, and I think like for me at least, you're rewarded for hard work in NBA more than other sports. Like if you know what you're doing, if you're following the news super close, if you're working with good projections, like you're gonna win in NBA, more likely to win than you are in NFL. So I absolutely love NBA. I think it's the best league. It's so fun. I love that it's every night. It's a bad lock time for me because both Ben and Sam are trying to go to bed at like 7:00. So it's a bad lock time for me. But other than that, I mean, it's so good. I love the NBA so much.
Yeah, I'm with you. I love the NBA more than anything. I think it's by far the best league now. I think the future of the NBA is amazing. It's the best experience going to a game of all the major sports. These players are so freaking good now. There's so many storylines. There's drama. The league embraces social media. It's just awesome. And you're right. The edge, back in like 2012, 2013, 2014, NBA was just gargantuan. Like my ROI back in those days was just through the roof. And yeah, if you grind, you're going to be able to kind of crank out a nice ROI with a lot less variance than other sports because it's so predictable. If you can get a fish on the line, I mean, you're going to beat them such a high percentage relative to any other sport. So, and that aspect is really nice. But yeah, the ecosystem, from basically when football ends till, beginning of April is pretty tough. But I'm still looking forward to April with golf. I'm still grinding DFS golf. I love the NBA playoff DFS slates because I want to watch all those games anyways, and it's just so freaking fun. So, yeah, I'm going to be watching a lot of the NBA and following it closely, and hopefully we can grind out a nice profit.
All right, Bales is back. Bales, if you're not playing NBA and you're not grinding crypto too hard, I mean, what are you gambling on, dude? What is even life?
Miss Pac-Man and skee ball. I don't know, dude. I mean, I play golf, but yeah. Otherwise, I'm not gonna play NBA. I play it I think I may have played like 3 times this year or something. I just know I'm gonna be a loser in that game. So yeah, still crypto. I guess has in the past I played NBA a little bit more just to gamble, just for fun when I have time to do some research and stuff. But otherwise, crypto's taking that for now.
All right. Do we want to play everybody's favorite game, Lodden Thinks, before we leave, or you think Bale's audio is too bad, Peter?
The audio is definitely not bad enough. We need to get the ATM machine going again. This is Bale's ATM. Bale's, give me 20% when we get out to LA. I'm insisting on the game.
Can you not hear me, or is it just like going in and out?
We can hear you. It's just it's low and it doesn't sound great. But the people are dying for another 5,000 stars.
All right, let's do it.
All right, let's just do.
All right, I'll ask the first question because I got a good question for Bales to guess what he. Or I'll ask the question and then Bales, you can set the line. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Do I need to? Oh, I need to write this down.
No, you don't need to. I do.
I know, but I need to write something down here in the future, right?
Yeah, I don't have a pen here. Can I just say it? You guys trust me?
Uh-oh. Well, wait, yeah. I'm asking you the question, and then you're setting the line, and then...
Yeah, but I said it after you guess. Or I said it, and then you guess, and then I have to show it, but I don't have a pen. Hang on.
Do you have a pen anywhere? There's got to be one in a hotel room. I mean, come on. Levitin, you got a pen ready?
Oh yeah, I don't I don't go anywhere without a pen.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Bales, how many college basketball players are there in the U.S.?
Division I or what?
Just overall, any division. You're going to set the line, Levitan?
All right. I think that Bales thinks there's 8,000.
8,000. 15. I'm going to say under on 8,000.
It's over.
Damn it.
25, I said.
25,000?
Yeah. There's so many small
Dude, there's like 2,500 teams out there? Like 2,000 teams?
There's probably more, right? Colleges? How many colleges?
I don't know. I could be way off on that one.
I would have gone. I thought it was being conservative. But.
All right. I got a question. Peter can be Lodden.
Okay.
What does Peter think the best player in the world head-to-head ROI is in NBA for this season?
Is there a min game?
Yeah, for
obviously the best player is putting up a lot of volume.
For
head-to-head win rate, right? Or is ROI on
head-to-head
win rate or is ROI?
Head-to-head ROI for the best for the best possible ROI for somebody who played at least 1,000 head-to-heads or 2,000 head-to-heads.
What's the win rate? I'm guessing. The
ROI.
And I'm setting the line. You ready, Pete?
Yeah.
1,000 games. I think it's 16%.
I think Peter thinks it's over.
Yeah, way over. 32%.
Yeah.
I think head-to-heads. I mean, everything else, you're lucky to grab 5-10%, but like the best NBA player, you put Empire.
I immediately regret that. I fucked that.
Yes.
Levitan off to a 2-0 start.
I got to get unstuck.
That was a
All right. Bale's got to ask a question. I haven't been Lodden yet, so.
This is for Levitan. How many times do you think the average male farts per day?
I have to set the line in here and guess over under, Bales?
Yeah.
Do silent farts count? Just like an emission of
what do you
gas?
mean? Of course they count.
No, yes, of course they count.
What if you fart and then there's like a little pause and then you rip a couple more? Like, is that 3 farts or is that 1?
Is that going to change your guess anyway?
Yeah, massively. Like when you're like,
okay, yeah, if you fart, there needs to be at least a 5-second pause. It can't be one of the, you have those machine gun
the
farts.
machine gun ones. Yeah, that's the one I'm trying to get a gauge on.
Oh, I know. You can have 20 in like a second if you time it right. No. 5-second pause between farts.
All right. I have an answer.
All right.
Getting the line, Peter.
In a 24-hour period of time?
Yeah.
125.
There's no way Levitan thinks it's that many. Under.
I fucked that one up.
I said 7.
7?
I fart 7 times an hour. That's how I came up with my
usually
math.
fart 7 times an hour.
You said the average person, though. There's a lot of sick pups out there that probably don't at all.
No, they definitely still what? So I thought Levitan would think it's low because other than when we're doing our prop bets, you don't eat that much, right? And you've said it's hard for you to eat a lot.
Yeah.
You probably fart way less than average.
Yeah, I don't know. Lately, I have been. I don't know. I really don't know. Why? What do you think it is? What do you think the right answer is?
I don't think Peter's guess is that bad. I just was laughing.
My guess is bad. I'm looking it up right now. They're saying it's like 14. I must be in the top 0.1%.
Dude, that's me too.
It's so funny. Bird wings. I had when I first met Bird. Well, when Bird first moved out to Colorado, I had this car, and I was drinking too much, out of shape, and ripping ass all the time. And Bird called the car the Fart Mobile. It smelled terrible. Had to get a new car. Whew.
Was that the car that you puked in?
No, that was another car. That was the worst. That was the definitive worst day of my life. Throwing up the whole way on the way back and just driving and throw up. That was awful.
All right. Do you want to do another round or you want to end it there?
Of course I want to do another round. I'm massively stuck here.
I'm pretty sure Peter and I would do this literally all night.
we can barely hear you, so it's kind of not that great for the listeners.
Sorry.
All right. Who's asking the question?
Yo, Peter, me, Levitan, and Tyler played on Sunday night at a bar.
How much did Levitan lose?
I won.
Wow, Levitan's really trending. This is wow. He's really worked on his strategy here. Is it my turn to ask a question?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And I asked Bales the question, or I'll ask you this question, Levitan, this time.
Okay.
How much do you think the average male weighs in the United States? How much does Adam think the average male?
All ages, including kids?
Let's go all ages, all people over, let's do all people over the age of 21. Includes really old people, though.
Right. All right, I have an answer.
171.
Levitan's skinny. Thinking about his weight. It's a good guess. I was my if I was going to set it, I'd set it 165. Now, what does Levitan think? I'm going to go under.
Dude, do you guys realize we live in the fattest country in the world?
Yeah,
I said
damn it.
200.
No, Levitan.
Yes, listen.
People.
I'm like one of the smallest people, right? I weigh 150 pounds.
Damn it.
You realize how many fat fucks there are in the United States?
I'll take under on 200.
I was thinking about the old people too much at the end. Like, what's the average weight of people over 60 years old?
They're all dead. It doesn't matter. It's all the fat. It's all the fat.
There's a ton of people alive between 60 and 90.
All my friends are over 200 pounds. They're all fat fucks.
Damn it.
All right, Bales,
I'm going to get stuck here.
Who am I asking here? Pete?
Yeah.
Peter, how many bugs are on Earth? Not species, each bug.
Oh, each bug? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I got an answer.
Bale's just trying to coax a joke answer out of him.
He's trying to coax a 5,000 stars out of me.
All right. I'll set the line at 8 trillion with a T.
I don't know if Peter knows a number above a trillion. That's the thing. I don't know. Is it a zillion? I don't even know. I have to go under because I don't think he's going to say something above a trillion, even though I think it's like way above 8 trillion. I'm going to say under.
Over. I said 10 trillion.
Yes.
Levitan is just waxing. You don't think I know a number over a trillion, Miles?
Great guess. What I know you know more.
I don't know what comes next, but like a Googleplex.
Isn't it a gazillion?
No, I think it's zillion.
Zillion?
Trillion, zillion, gazillion.
All right.
That's wrong.
All right, last question.
I bet you zillion is after trillion.
I don't have conviction.
All right, last question. It's my turn, right?
All right, we'll do another round. I need to win one here.
All right. I have a question.
You're asking for Bales when I set the line?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay.
So the big story here in Philadelphia this week is the size of Nick Foles' penis. But legend has it that this dude has nicknamed Big Dick Nick for a reason. Bales, the question is, how many inches do you think Nick Foles' penis actually is at its peak, fully erect?
Use a decimal, Bales, so we don't guess it exactly right.
Maximum capacity.
I'm going decimal, not like eighth of an inch.
Say feet and inches. Yep.
Yeah, no, there needs to be a decimal too, buddy. Levitan.
Jesus, Levitan.
Dude, there needs to be a decimal after the inches for sure.
Should I use meters?
You could use centimeters and millimeters.
3 meters. Okay, how big is this dick? I'm going to use a decimal point, all right?
Yeah.
So funny. We were walking around Sunday night. Everybody's chanting Big Dick Nick.
Big Nick.
Just amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I feel like I lose a little of my rep if I guess too low here.
Oh, Bales is really...
I'm going to guess my true best guess.
Are you setting the line, Levitan, or am I?
You have to, because I asked the question.
Okay. I'm going to say 10.8 inches.
I've heard the rumor of what the actual answer is, and it's over that, so I'm gonna go over.
All right. There's no fucking way it's even close to that. Are you guys insane?
No. 7.3.
Wow.
He's not Big Dick Nick at 7.3.
Number one, it's already a room. Like, how the fuck would we know how big Nick Foles is?
Dude, he's no Big Dick.
Then 7 is already pretty big. 10 inches is absurd. 10 inches is like that's like almost like the record. You know that like the record's like not that big. Like I don't even think it's a foot.
What are you talking about? I will bet unlimited amount of money right now that there's a man out there that has a penis that's over a foot.
I don't feel that strongly about it, but like I know that like average is like not even 6. And 10 is exceedingly rare. That's many standard deviations above the average. Like almost everyone.
Bales, I just looked up a guy who's got a 19-inch wiener. Come on. His nickname's the Tripod. Come on.
All right, send me the picture.
I'll send you the picture. The man, if there's a video, the man with a half-meter penis. He can't have sex. He can't do anything. It's just too big. He's a fucking tripod.
The rumor is that Nick Foles' penis is in fact 11 inches, 11.3 inches.
How would that be out there?
Is that a real rumor?
Yeah.
My guess was good. Gills, you're out of your mind, buddy. You're ruining your rep really badly here.
You didn't see. I said 1 foot, 7.3 inches.
All right, one more. I want to guess. I want a chance to win at least one more time.
All right, I'll ask.
Ask Levitan.
Levitan.
We'll end here.
What's the average annual income for someone in Turkey?
In US dollars?
Yeah, in US dollars.
Mean or median? Mean or median?
The median.
The median.
The median.
That's a big difference.
It is a difference if we do anything about their GDP, and they have to be above 18.
So I have to guess the line again?
All right, I have an answer.
Why don't you guess the line, Bales, and I'll say over under.
Mine is 25,000 US dollars.
Turkey. What does Levitan think about Turkey? Trying to get a read on his face over there. I will say Levitan thinks it's under.
$17,000 US per year.
Yes.
I hate
I
this
think,
game.
I think
Bales, I hate this game. Leviton, look what you just did there. That's amazing.
Yeah, nothing like getting Bales on tilt. Yeah, I think we overestimate like what an average salary is because we're so
It's also
like
the median too.
right. But like we live in like a country where like I don't know, like we live in such an amazing country. Like as much as people want to talk shit about our country, like it's so amazing here. You go to fucking Turkey. I mean, I don't know much about Turkey, but I'm pretty sure you're crushing if you're making like 50K a year in Turkey.
Yeah, looks like the
30K, the median.
30?
That's what I see, 30 to 31.
Yeah. What is it in the United States?
I think it's like 50 something, right? Low 50s maybe. That was my guess.
Yeah.
all right. I still got my ass kicked, but at least I came back and
57 in the U.S.
Okay, how does it feel to just be rich after this? Lodden Thinks.
I think I'm just broke even after last week's disaster, so that's good.
Hold on, I need one more.
Okay. I think it's Peter's turn to ask a question then.
And I asked it to you, Levitan, or to Bales? Well, not to Bales because Bales.
Yeah, no, it's got to be me if he wants to try to win.
Okay.
All right, I got one. I'll ask you.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. It's gonna be another penis question. I apologize.
Oh
What
my
is-
God, Levitan! You masturbation and penis. That's all you can think about and talk about.
Well, I know it gets ratings. What's the average size of a current NBA player's penis?
Average size,
Average.
fully erect.
Yeah, maximum potential.
This is Peter.
I'm asking Peter. Yeah, Peter's writing it down.
Got it.
No, Peters, and then Peters is in text.
Who's setting the line?
All right, I have mine.
You have to say. I was asking Peter.
I wrote it down.
No, you want me to set it?
Yeah, you set the line. It's what I think.
7.6 inches.
I think Peter thinks over.
Levitan wins again. 8.1.
Yes.
This is bullshit. You guys are so wrong on these dick things. I guarantee.
No, dude. First of all, there's a massive correlation.
Dude, I guarantee you we get so many comments about how ridiculous it is.
No, Bales, dude, your credibility in the dick world has gotten way down, buddy.
I've done so much research on this.
I've done so. You're just digging yourself a massive grave on this Lodden Thinks. I mean, you lost all your money. Everyone's gonna think you have a small dick now, and you're just doing a ton of research on it. I mean, that's the trifecta of just a total disaster on Lodden Thinks for you.
Another good question would be, how many girls do you think listen to this podcast? Over under 0.
Over under a half.
Over a half.
All right. I think we need to cut Bale's losses there. Anything else before we go, Bales, from your hotel room in beautiful Los Angeles doing some business? Peter out in Denver, any last words?
I got one here. Let me just put something out there and see if you guys agree. It'll be our last topic. So the last 4 or 5 days, I've had all these flights at 7 in the morning, including tomorrow. I leave at 7:30, so I got to be up at 6 a.m. And it's been absolutely brutal. I think sleeping until you naturally wake up is the biggest luxury in life. Do you guys agree? And if not, what would you say the biggest luxury in life is?
Yeah, I think that's up there. I think it's good that you appreciate it before you have kids because, I know everybody says it's so cliche, but you'll never sleep to your heart's content again, once you have kids. So that's why I have so much love of hotel rooms is because it's one chance I get to actually sleep. But I don't know, man. I wouldn't say that's the biggest luxury in life. There's so many other things that I think are more important than sleep, even though it does make me feel good. I don't know. Bales, what do you think?
I think it might be. I'm here.
It's freedom for sure. Freedom is the number one. Freedom and time is clearly the most valuable thing we have, right? And I think within that freedom and time thing for me, sleeping till I naturally wake up is the best thing. I'm
Yeah.
dreading waking up tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like having the freedom to do things, experiences that you want is huge. But yeah, that's the most natural thing to me. It happens every single day. Like it's of course correlated with other things that are good. Like if you can afford to wake up when you want, then probably like other things going on that are maybe good. But yeah, I think at least for me, because I have such trouble waking up early with an alarm and stuff. I still wake up naturally, like pretty early, like I don't know, 7:38 usually. But that's really important to me and sets the tone for the rest of my day. Like everything else is based off of that, of getting a good sleep. I think it's huge.
All right. We've said it all. We've talked dicks. We've talked sleep. We've said it all. We've talked riots. That is going to do it for another episode of the Three Donkeys podcast. For Jerry, for Peter, for Bales, I am Adam. Good luck, everybody.